In this video, I'm going to share with you an order sheet that I use to record information on my orders and to also calculate the net payment on the order after fees. Now, you can always add other things to this or remove things that you don't want to include, but this is basically how I break it down. First of all, the main thing is the eBay order number, which actually identifies the order. Then the date that the order was actually sold. So for instance, I'll just type March 18th as the actual date that the order sold. Then we have the item number of the actual item, which is about, I believe, 12 digits. So I'll just make one up. And then I also have the actual title, because of course the item number, we usually don't remember what title or product goes along with that. So I'll just put, as an example, pack of tissue or something. All right. Okay. And then I'll put the price of what I actually charged for the item. And I suppose if there was some kind of shipping that was charged to the buyer, that would have to be included, all right, as part of this. So the price, basically what you got paid for the item, but then also the tax that the buyer paid for the item. So let's say the buyer paid 40 cents tax. So my total payment would be simply, I'm going to use a formula, equal, all formulas start with the equal sign, F2 plus, you just click on the two things that you want to add together, and G2. So that would be your total payment. And the reason why we want this is because we need it for the PayPal fee, since the PayPal fee now also charges you for the tax. Okay, then you have your shipping cost. So how much did it cost you to ship the item? Let's say it cost you $5. By the way, if you don't have this format, you can use $ to create the $ format. Also the date shipped. So I also keep track of what day did I actually send the item out. So let's say I shipped it out the next day. So I'll just put March 19th, 2020. Also the carrier, right? Which carrier I used. So I'll put USPS. And service, right? You know, ground, first class. I'll just put first class. All right, it could be priority. All right, you may or may not want to include that. And then, of course, the tracking number. I'm just going to leave this blank for now, but normally I would like to put in the tracking number so that if I want to check on the order, I mean, actually, you can just, do that on eBay, right? You can just, once you upload the tracking number on eBay, you can just check it there, but I just like to have it. Okay, so that brings me to the other part of things, which is the fees. All right, and for one, the eBay fee. And the reason why I separated the eBay fee percentage is that sometimes people change their store plan, right? They start with a 10% fee, and then they change to a, for instance, 9.15% fee, right? When they upgrade to a store. So you might have like 20 orders or more with one fee percentage, and then you might have some other orders with a different one, so it can change. So what I'm going to do is put 10% to start. I have it already set with a percentage format, so it's coming out as 10%. All right, and I'm going to scroll over then to eBay fee. All right, and now for eBay fee, I'm simply going to take this, so equal again. Then I click on the number times whatever the payment was. So now I have to move back. It's a little tricky here. Times my payment. All right, I pay the eBay fee on my payment on what I received. All right. So that would be $1. Okay, 10% of $10. The PayPal fee equal 2.9%. And by the way, I'm going to share this with you, so don't worry if you have trouble with formulas. but the PayPal fee is equal 2.9%. This is the standard PayPal fee, right? US standard times, again, that same thing. No, actually times the total payment, because PayPal fees include the tax. 2.9% times H2 plus 0.3, which is 30 cents. Okay, so that would be 60 cents. That's your PayPal fee. All right, then you have your boost fee. Your boost fee, all right, if you boost the listing, I threw that in there for some people who want to include that. Listing fee, all right, if you want to include your listing fee, if it's something you're only selling once, all right, you might want to just include it for that one time. And now for your total fees, you're going to just add these together. I'm going to use sum equal sum. I'll do that, open parentheses, and just the eBay fee, PayPal fees. I just drag the mouse over these four, and it will add these four together, even if they're blank. All right, it's just like a zero. All right, if they're blank, it's just like having a zero in that cell. So total fees are $1.60, obviously. So then you have the net gain. And by net gain, I mean if you take the payment and then you subtract all of the costs, and this, what's going to be left, right? So I'm going to do equal the payment. So I'm going to go back again, starting with this payment, total payment minus, actually, sorry, not this payment, the price. This is what you actually are getting paid, right? You get paid this amount, and then I'm going to subtract from that the shipping costs, right? Don't forget to subtract shipping, right? Shipping is a big part. Minus, again, we did shipping costs minus the total fees. Okay, subtract the total fees, and that's it. That's your net gain. Now, me personally, I like to bold anything with formulas. So me personally, I would highlight, not that far, but I would go back to here and I would bold this part. All right, because I prefer to have my formulas in bold so I can tell them apart from this. You can also use different font color. All right, I like to do that a lot of times. So I'll go here and use this text color instead, for instance, because or maybe usually I use the more solid one, actually a darker one like this, right? And that just helps me to distinguish the formulas from the other cells. All right, and so that's pretty much it. This is your net gain. Now, this is not profit. Okay, when you talk about profit takes into consideration something else. And if you said the original cost of the item or what you originally paid for the item, then you're correct. All right, so when you do profit, you have to take into account the original cost of the item. All right, this is not that. This is just what you got paid for the item minus the fees and the shipping costs. All right, so what you have left when you subtract everything. But if you want to know the profit, you need to think about what you paid to get the item in the first place. When you subtract that, then you'll know your profit. When you take this and you subtract that original cost, then you'll have your profit. So you could add that in here if you wanted to. If you wanted to make this a little more interesting, and if you wanted to do a little more, you could add in the original cost of the item and the profit. And you could say, okay, well, I paid $1 for it, and I'm going to use this $, and I'm going to bold it. Well, no, actually, I'm going to leave it like that. And then the profit is then the gain, right? What you have left after the payments and things, and after the fees and the costs. And now here's your profit. All right. So that's what your actual profit is. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much how it works. I mean, I would bold this and perhaps change the color or something, but that's an order sheet. I mean, this is what I would typically do, or what I'm doing right now to keep track of orders, and then to be able to immediately, that's the left align, if you want to move things to the left, you can do that. And yeah, if you want to immediately know what the fees are for this thing, all right, that you sold, how much you made off of it, your profit, it's a powerful thing to be able to do that. So that is basically how this works. And again, if you want to add something in here, you can. I mean, you could do right click, insert, and you can add something else. Okay, you can also remove things with delete. And but let me know if there's something else that you like to include in your order sheet. It might give me an idea of something else to include in an order sheet. So let me know if there's something else that you do when you sell your items on eBay. And hopefully you find this useful. I will share a link to this Google sheet so that you can access it. You will need a Google account in order to do that. So if you don't have one, it's not a bad idea to create a Google account. A lot of things work with Google now. So I would actually advise creating a Google account so that you can share Google Sheets or use Google Sheets. All right. Now, I use Google Sheets, but I also use Excel. So you can actually download Google Sheets to Excel. You can go to File, Download, and you can choose Microsoft Excel, and it will actually convert and download into a Microsoft Excel file on your computer, and then you can use it in Excel. So even though you get it as a Google Sheet, you can still use it in Microsoft Excel. Now, when you add more orders, okay, let's just say I'm just going to copy this down. I mean, you wouldn't really do that. You would actually type these in. If you have formulas, you'll have to copy these formulas down, right, for it to keep calculating, just so you know. All right, so you'll have to copy these down. I'll include the formulas, and I'll at least copy it down for a few rows. A good number of rows that you can use. I won't do like 1,000 or anything like that, but just a good number of rows in case you want to continue adding orders in here. But when you get to the bottom, remember, you can always click on the cell, move the mouse to the lower right hand corner. Okay, and you actually you're looking for, see this box, this little tiny box. You put in the mouse pointer on that, it's going to turn to a crosshair. At that point, you click the left mouse button and you just click and you drag the mouse down and you let go, and when you let go, the formula is copied. Okay, you can even come back up and copy backwards as well with this. Alright, and that's what you'll do to keep extending the spreadsheet. So anyway, I hope this was useful to you. Comments, suggestions, questions, as usual, leave them below. They're all greatly appreciated, and it helps other people who are watching. It helps me to know, what I'm doing and whether or not it's helpful, or how helpful it is, and gives me ideas of other things to do. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I hope to see you in another video.